Rosebud.
How are you?
Wow, I'm doing good a second time. Little break into the fourth wall. Emily forgot to start recording when we first started this wonderful podcast today. So and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I gave some great fucking juicy, perfect, award-winning podcast material, and you'll never see it.
Nope.
It's never going to happen.
Never.
And to the wonderful Do We Have To crew, thank you for joining us on this wonderful journey in our project known as Do We Have To, a marriage podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Emily.
And we're here to talk to you about natural consequences, the power of natural consequences. That's going to be our big topic for today. You know, we've been working on our parenting segment. We also wildly speculated how we're going to help improve ourselves and our children by the end of the summer by interjecting some strategic initiatives within the Miller household during the summer. So we're doing all those things. We're going to give you a wonderful update on that today. We're going to continue on with Let's Get Deep with a deeper card. And it's going to be one hell of a show, guys. This is a Not Actual Family Studios production. Our executive producer is Colin Schmedium Maskell. And this is going to be tough. So I don't know where even to begin. It's not that Colin forces us to have banter time because, again, I don't want to start off with any type of negatives on Colin. I feel like I need to come clean with a lot of things, and I'm hopeful we can use banter time on that. I'll try my best not to go over it because I know that upsets him.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I need to come clean with you and with the audience and give Colin an apology because I do think he deserves that. I have given the perception that Colin has a certain perspective of me and the show and of you that might not be true. And I think I need to own up to that. And so I just want to make that perfectly clear. I took it in my own power and accord to write an apology letter. And I did get your copy of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to read it during our banter time, if that's okay. If we can just do the banter time for that today.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure and formally apologize to Colin.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So let me just let me start here because there's a lot, and I want to make sure that I get it all out. Okay.
Okay.
Dear Colin, I love you. I'm very sorry that I hurt you. I'm very sorry that I hurt your family, and I'm sorry I failed you as a friend. I know this time with us creating this podcast together has been hard on you. You've done nothing but been gracious. You have given us all of your time, your effort, your energy. You have guided me and Emily as little baby swans. What?
Nothing.
I'm just telling you what I wrote here. You guided us I'll start over again. You guided us as little baby swans, and we are forever in your debt as we would be nothing without you. Our family would be nothing without you, and I would be nothing without you. And this has really been going on since we were kids, since we have been going to school together, elementary, middle school, high school. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be who I am today. I owe 100% of that to you. And I'm very sorry that I egregiously, I wrote that twice, lied and misstated your perspective of not only the show, but my physical appearance, my wife's work ethic, and overall just putting you in a negative light. I understand that this has had a negative impact in your employment, with your family, and your friends. And I will forever and forever owe you a debt due to that. Again, thank you so much for everything you do for my family, as likely we would be living in the streets if it wasn't for you. And I'm very aware of that. And I need to be more conscious of that going forward and stop spreading lies about things that you did not say. Also, want to make sure it's clear that you never contacted me at 4:30 in the morning requesting that I mow your lawn with a push mower, even though it's about an acre's worth of lawn, while you were in Italy. That never occurred. You never reviewed the lawn after it was done and felt that it was not crisp. And you never even asked for it to be crisp in the first place. And from my understanding, you don't know what that word is. Again, thank you so much for everything you do for this podcast, for our Do We Have To crew. And going forward, I look forward to putting you in a much, much more positive light so people can see the real you. I love you, Colin. Oh, P.S. Thank you also for fathering Seamus as your godfather, as your godson, I should say, in a way that I even have trouble fathering him. Thank you, and I love you. I'm really glad that I was able to get that out because, honestly, that had been weighing on me, and I needed to write it. I'm a big writer, and as you know, I do it on the show all the time. So
I have nothing to apologize for.
No, you're great. I mean, there was my apology
sorry.
to have. You shouldn't be because you haven't done nothing wrong. And Colin also never did anything to you. Those things were all incorrect and fabrications, and I own up to it. And if anybody wants to see me read that out,
I may get fired today, though.
if anybody wants to see me read that out on air, well, you can follow us, like us, subscribe us at youtube.com/Do We Have To a Marriage Podcast. I would recommend you do. The paperwork is fantastic and the writing was solid. So thank you for allowing me, Emily, to take the banter time to get that off my chest, come clean, and make sure that Colin is in a good light going forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only do I like to get deep with Colin, because I do, but I like to get deep with you.
Yeah.
And we play a wonderful game on the show called Let's Get Deep, which we just found out is used in the wonderful show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is fantastic. Not used, disappointingly, by Love is Blind.
No.
You fucked us on that, Nick. I'm referring to Nick Lachey. And so we have been doing this regularly on the podcast now. I think we're on our third round or fourth round. We go through, they have 3 types of cards. They have an icebreaker, they have a deep and a deeper. And Emily and I get to answer the question. It's been fantastic for us. At first, we were just doing it because we wanted to appease a bunch of people asking us a bunch of questions, but we found that it is actually very helpful. We learn a lot about each other.
Yeah.
And Emily tries to cheat and pick a card that she feels will be most advantageous, not only for your entertainment, but also for her. And I really try to stop her doing that. So do you swear? And we're all about telling the truth here today, obviously, because I apologize to Colin.
Yeah.
Do you swear that you did not pre-select a card?
I did not pre-select a card.
Do you swear on the Do We Have To Cruise lives?
Bible.
Nope. I don't want you to say that. I want you to say, I swear on all the lives of everybody that listens to this episode of the podcast.
Okay, so our deeper card is what's an insecurity you don't usually share with others?
Wow, that's a really good question. Number
I don't
one,
know that I want to share it now.
I mean, I'll share it. I'm just trying to think through like what is actually a really good one to talk about. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a softball answer, but my insecurity is I don't know. It's maybe not never feel good about myself or always feel less than with the people I'm around. Part of that is we spend time, we've chosen family that's really good human beings. And it's not their fault. I'm not saying, like it's Colin's fault that I feel less than about myself. That's not what I would ever say. Maybe Aunt Jess, but not Colin. Maybe Aunt Katie, but not Colin. No. I think like a big insecurity for me would be, I don't know, somebody like, I don't know. I'm trying really hard to think about that. I mean, I could do the physical thing because I've been big all my life, but like, that's not something I wouldn't not talk to you about.
I am really insecure with my knowledge.
Oh, you feel like you're not intelligent enough?
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that. That's interesting. Why is that?
I get like, especially with like math and science and history, like I did good in school. Like I know my stuff when it comes to it, but I don't have like a lot of memory on it. Does that make sense? Like, facts, like the back of your hand. Like
true.
You're like an elephant. You never forget anything.
No.
I'm like a goldfish. I forget it the second I learn. I get really insecure about that because I don't know if I'm a smart person.
I think you're very smart.
Like I went to college. I've got, my degree. I've got post-grad stuff. Like I've got all of that. But like I struggle helping my kids with math. I struggle helping my kids with science homework.
Fucking
sometimes.
schoolwork is hard now.
I can't.
I fucked up on dividing by decimals the other day.
I can't like get my brain to go back to all that like stuff.
I think that's normal though. I don't think most people struggle with that. I'm not trying to, you feel, you're valid. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to talk you out of your insecurity. I just didn't know that, but I'll make sure I can, is there
like
a way I can
family
support
game
that?
night?
Yeah. You win all the time.
Only because of who I partner with.
Aunt Kathy.
But if I was
fucking
partnering,
juggernaut of Trivial Pursuit.
if I was soloing,
You and me have won before.
yeah, again, who I partnered with. If I soloed that shit, I would lose every time.
You got to face your fear. You got to go solo next time we do Trivial Pursuit.
That sounds horrible.
No, I didn't know that. Is there a way I can be more supportive of that as far as your partner? That's not something I normally ask Emily, by the way, but
Sure,
I should ask it more.
No, I always wonder.
I always just want to fix it. I don't want. I don't ask
like
how
I
can I support.
I consider my parents very well educated, and they are very well educated, but like they continue to speak in a manner that I don't speak in. Our friends talk with, all sorts of knowledge on many different topics, and I don't know a lot of the stuff that like I can interject an opinion every once in a while, but like I'm not good in like political science kind of talk or political banter kind of stuff. I'm not good when it comes to.
It's not really your interest, though.
I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes I feel like I'm not smart.
But you put a ton of time and energy into reading. Like I guarantee you there's conversations and things.
Well, yeah, like I can read a book in a day, but like
right. So it's not an intelligence issue, but I get the insecurity. So you feel like based on conversations and who are around and when we're around it, you feel less than as far as from an intelligence perspective.
Yeah,
I'm sorry you feel that way.
And nobody's doing it on purpose. Like nobody knows that I feel that way.
Right.
Well, they do now. But.
I think it's funny though that you said like everybody's so intelligent in how they speak, but yet you hitched your wagon to somebody who says fuck every other word when they get going.
You?
Yeah, me.
Oh.
I don't think I sound intelligent, although they will say that
people who cuss are technically smarter,
more intelligent, they're more trustworthy. Harvard Business Review, look it up, motherfuckers. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure I don't sound intelligent, and I'm not anywhere near smart. But now knowing that though, I can be, I can definitely be more mindful of that. Like
I love learning. I love the art of learning.
Yeah. You're not afraid of it. That's good. And the good thing is about your insecurity, it's never stopped you from trying to learn about something or talk through something. Yeah. You're okay with saying, I don't know. And I guess that's probably the best way to handle an insecurity of intelligence is still being able to admit, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So at least you're fucking rocking it.
I think that's why I research everything. And yeah, I'm always going down like one rabbit hole after another because I want to know everything about something before I make a statement on it because I don't want to sound stupid.
Sure. That makes sense. I'm gonna make you feel a little bit better here because I think my insecurity is more embarrassing, number one. And then number two, I'm not saying it's worse. I'm not saying I'm going to win, but if there was a contest, it's probably going to be me that wins this. So parents, if you have kids in the car or if you're listening to this or it's out loud and there's around somebody you don't want to hear vulgar language, I'm sorry for not giving you a warning earlier, but I cuss. If you listen to the show, I cuss all the time, but this is a little bit more than that. So be ready. So my insecurity is I'm really worried my penis is not big enough.
Oh my God.
Just being honest. I wanted to be a raw, honest answer about something I'm actually insecure about that I think about regularly. And I shouldn't say regularly, like I think about it all the time, but it definitely was more of an insecurity when I was bigger because I feel like, that thing just turtled up sometimes, especially when I was really big. But now not so much. But I do worry about it as far as being a lover and, how I look naked when I get out of the shower and you see me. In just general, like, I don't know why I associate that so much with manhood, but It is a general insecurity that I have, and we're hanging around all the fellas in the family, and I'm sure they're just walking tall, if you know what I mean. And I, sometimes feel less than in that department. What are your thoughts?
No.
No what?
No.
My penis is not big enough for you? No?
Oh my God.
I'm just asking the question.
You're fine.
Thank
We're
you very
fine.
much. We're good?
Can we be?
I was in insecurity. I'm trying to be honest. I wanted to make sure that there's people out there that feel the same way I do. And you know what? Their partners, unfortunately for them, aren't as supportive as you are. And I really appreciate you validating how I feel.
I love you. I
love you too.
I don't want to talk about our sex life.
We don't have to talk about our sex life. I was talking about the size of my penis.
I know. There's nothing to talk about.
See, when you say those words like that, again, you're feeding into my insecurities a little bit. What
No,
do you mean there's nothing to talk about?
You shouldn't be insecure about it.
I shouldn't be.
No.
Okay. Because you said nothing. I think you mentioned a little bit earlier at some point. So I just wanted to make sure that we're not talking about the same thing. Got it. Okay. Well, that's my insecurity.
Okay.
You didn't do it. I felt like I validated you a lot during that. And then you just kind of fucking blew me off a little bit. I mean, it's a general, I'm not fucking around. This is not for people to listen to or make fun. It's a legitimate general insecurity.
And I'm legitimately telling you, you're good.
Oh, I appreciate that. But initially you were kind of like, whatever.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Moving on.
I think that was probably the best round of Let's Get Deep we've had so far.
Probably.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I greatly appreciate that. Speaking of getting deep, we are getting deep into the summer now. We're also starting to get deep into our initial strategic plan of updating and changing the Miller household for the better, so we can run right into the beginning of the school year, hit the ground running.
We had grandiose plans.
We do. And could you just give a quick? Well, would you like me to give a quick overview on what those plans were, or would you like to? You want to?
You can go.
Okay. So essentially what we want to do is we want to attack life in 3 different areas. When the kids get out for summer, we wanted to revamp the room. Not meaning we were overhaul changing the room. We want to simplify it, clean it out, and we wanted to make it a room that's harmonious, study friendly, and not clutterful, to hopefully crack down on creating any type of anxieties that come with clutter and that sort of thing. The other big piece was academics. Academics was something that, especially the year prior with Papa Ron being sick, we just did not put a lot of emphasis on during the summer. And I think that showed during the school year. I just don't think we gave him the proper support that was needed. And I know there's a lot of parents out there that are just busy. There's activities. There's all kinds of things going on. School tends to hit the back burner when you don't have to be at school. It's a normal thing. But we are in the process of daily doing reading comprehension and math. We're doing those assignments. And then the third piece is the physical.
Yep.
Are we doing the best we can to be in the best physical shape we can be? And that's not only with nutrition, but that's also, working out and preparing for the upcoming sports, but just preparing on being the best, healthiest human beings we can be. And we're doing that in different ways. Tegan's in swim, Maeve's in year-round dance, and then Seamus, we're prepping for football tryouts that are happening at the end of July.
Yep.
So with that being said, how do you think everything is going? If you were to grade it, since we're talking about getting ready for school, what would you grade it thus far?
I think I would give us a B.
A flat B, no B minus, no B plus?
Maybe a B minus.
B minus, okay. Why is that?
Well, I am still struggling greatly on getting up at the same 6 a.m. time frame. It's now 7.
I think that's been the least inconsistent thing we've been in, because it's not just you. But here's the thing. We still get up earlier regularly than...
they're not sleeping till 9 or 10.
No. And also, I feel like I'm getting up earlier than I was doing for getting them ready for school still.
Yeah.
Only it's 15, 20 minutes, but it's still earlier.
Yeah. And bedtime is still kind of chaotic.
That's our worst one. I'd give us an F on bedtime.
Yeah. It's still very chaotic.
If we failed anywhere, it's bedtime.
If we got Seamus's room organized, cleaned up, all that.
A.
Tegan, done.
A.
Maeve.
No. Solid D on Maeve, because she keeps fucking her room up.
Yeah, and I keep having to pull
but
stuff. I did go through her drawers. She
doesn't really live in her room.
No,
so.
I did pull her drawers in her closet, and I got rid of a bunch of stuff. Where so many donations are happening clothes wise. we got all the school uniforms and everything packed up for the summer. So we can, around like July-ish, end of July, beginning of August, we can try on everything, see what we need. And
we're prepping for the year while
donate
we're also
what we
decluttering.
don't.
Yep. What do you think? So it sounds like to me, and I think we both agree on this, biggest failure so far that we just need to continue to work into a success is bedtime routine. And I think that's where we need to put our major energy into. I think our biggest success though would be the physical side of things. Don't you think? I mean, overall, I mean, Seamus now is going on 24 days in a row of running at least a 5K, lifting. And now we've also incorporated football drills at the end of the evening. Nothing crazy, but we have incorporated that. Maeve now is doing additional dance. Tegan now is doing additional swim. So that's good. I do think that's feeding in. And then the other success, I think just as equal, is the academics, because we have successfully.
Yeah, they're still like in that mindset, like that learning mode.
Yeah. Well, and every day we've actually consistently, we have given them reading comprehension to do. We've done math, and we've actually checked it at the end of the day. You've been doing better at that than I have been checking, but we've gotten it done. I've got it printed out and given it to them. And highly recommend, if you have anybody that's between the ages of kindergarten and 5th grade getting ready to school, I found a website. It was just, and this is not plugging it at all, but it's useful. K5learning.com. That's where we've been getting. They have free stuff. There's PDFs that you can print out for reading comprehension, meaning you get like a little story, and then you get questions after. Help the kids do reading comprehension, which can apply to anything, any subject. It's just going and getting information from a paragraph and answering questions. And the same thing for math. And they have it for 1st grade for Maeve. They have it for 4th for T and 5th for Moose. And so that's been
and like
good.
We went to the library yesterday and picked out some new chapter books. And whenever they are ready to like be done, when they're done reading it, I have found quizzes for almost every book that they were interested in at the library, so we can give them like a little quiz like about the story and all that stuff.
It, but I do think this constant stimulation and keeping them in that mindset. Okay, you read an
entire book.
Yeah.
What did you take out of it?
Yeah. Go back and just tell us what was the story, who were the characters, what was the problem, what was the resolution. That's every fucking story. And if you can do that, you can do that with anything they put in front of you to test you with or to do. It's really just teaching them the process. It's not so much they're learning a specific thing. I mean, no, I think that's been successful. I'd give physical and academic an A, and I would give room/sleep, because we didn't really kind of incorporate those two. I'd give it a solid C right now, because F or C or D, because of, I'd say an F on sleep time, a solid C on wake up time, and then rooms are a B. Yeah. I don't know how that would average out. It's just math.
That's a lot.
Shout out Uncle Jeff.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Yeah. We definitely have room to grow.
So I think biggest thing, guys, is our biggest struggle. So trying to incorporate this has actually been the sleep. The physical has surprisingly not been as difficult. It's really just more consistency and modeling it. If you're getting out there doing it, if I get out there and do it, so he does it. There's not really any complaints about it, because he knows I'm doing it. But I also...
Yeah, like when I go lift, Maeve comes out and lifts with me.
She does too.
Like it's super fun.
So if you're doing it, it seems like that's the key. You have to be the one doing it. You have to be a leader. And I know that sounds so like, oh, that's big information. Don't see a lot of people out doing it. I say it to Seamus every day when we're running. You see a whole lot of people out here running? Nope. It's because it's fucking work. And most people, they'll do work maybe 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Are they doing it every day? Not like we are, And that's the mindset. It's creating that discipline, but it takes you doing it. And that's why he knows, though, I also go out a second time in the day and I run the same 3.5 miles or 4 miles myself at a much faster pace. And I did have him doing that on the bike with me for a little while. I just feel like I'm kind of overdoing it. So he did it fine, and he took it in stride, didn't complain about it. But I feel like I needed to back off just a tiny bit, because we are working out like 3 times a day. So that was just adding an additional thing for him to do. But he was doing it. So I was kind of like, wow, he's just full on board with this. We're doing it. But don't you think his attitude in regards to all that's been really good?
And I think it's gotten a lot more positive when we stopped doing the second go out on a ride.
Oh, his bike ride? Do you think that kind of overdid it, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
I certainly haven't had to motherfuck him as much when it comes to getting him to understand the importance of discipline and doing something when you don't feel like doing it. I think he's starting to really get that.
Yeah.
So that's been good. And we'll keep it. What I guess I should say, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
I need
in
better
our current
coffee.
summer update. Okay. That's fair. But, you know, hey, guys, if you have any questions on that, you can go to dowehavето.com, ask us a question. Hey, tell us what your fucking summer routine is now. If you guys got anything we can take from you, we're, as Emily said, we're not experts. We're legally here to help you if we help you. But, you know, we're not experts. We're flying by the seat of our pants. And you heard us probably half and half, right? Half success, half fail. And we're going to turn that into all success, but we're going to fail first. And so learn from us. You know, here's the pitfalls we ran into. Here's the things going. We'll keep you updated every segment of the show during the summer. We will give you the good and the bad of everything that's going on for the summer.
Yeah. And one thing we talked about in all of our parenting like models and parenting research was consequences or punishments and like how to...
I would say I'm a solid F on that.
Incorporate it. And I would too. Like, our punishments are
now reading the research on natural
grand and have nothing to do with it, and it's almost just like outrageous. Like
understanding
you lose TV for a week. Like
sorry,
I mean, and then the follow through is just non-existent because we set out like this massive punishment that we can't follow through with.
Yeah, like Phil Dunphy when he takes away Christmas.
Right.
One of Modern Family.
Like, that's our go-to. Like nobody gets Christmas.
Yes.
But like we can't do that. And like the punishment
it's just not
doesn't
working.
follow the crime.
It's not working for us. You know, the whole point of something not good happening over a bad decision you've made is you need to come to the conclusion that this happened because I fucked up and here's why, and here's what I need to do to not do that going forward.
Right.
Everything we were doing, I feel like, especially now reading all the research that was done, I feel like we've been punishing kids the incorrect way their entire lives.
Yep.
And I think there's been times where we have allowed natural consequences to happen, but typically we try to control it. And any control, we have the basic definition of natural consequence, right? And again, I don't want to fucking comment about anything to do with redundant information. We're just, hey, you know what? Some people might not know what natural consequences are. We're going to read the definition.
It is based on all of our research. Natural consequences
What's just a definition?
They're direct results of behavior or a choice without any interference. So basically, it means like we can't impose.
Yeah, we're not
punishment
the ones
or a lecture
creating a consequence. It's a consequence because of the action that happens as a response from the environment, not a response from us or us trying to control it.
Right.
I don't think I've ever been successful in that throughout an entire day, ever. No, it's fucked. So this is probably more for us than it is for you guys, but hopefully you're interested in learning about natural consequences and what the benefits are of that and what the, methods are associated with it. And this is a big one off of we talked a lot about authoritative parenting. We got a lot of comments about how you can use all the different types of various parenting methods.
We did.
Authoritarian, positive. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what the fuck the point is of doing research if you're just going to blindly disagree with what the experts are saying. But the CDC, psychologists will tell you that there is a lot of negatives that go in with all those other parenting types. It's not complementary set. It is you want to try to be an authoritative parent.
You want to pick a column and be in it.
And I say that as somebody who doesn't do that a lot of the time. I'm trying to now. I'm saying that as somebody who doesn't do it a lot of time. So I'm not saying like you're doing something wrong and you're not doing the right thing. But what I am telling you is that if you want to try to argue your way out of it, everybody thinks you're so fucking smart. I don't get it. Like we go into this thing, we're trying to research and learn the best way, and people, fucking idiots, will argue with you about it. It's like, it's not even our stuff. It's the research will tell you this is how you create a healthy child. If you don't give a fuck about that, then do it your own way. Complain about it on the internet, whatever. But this is supposed to help not only set us up, but hopefully people that are listening to have the best, healthiest parenting and childhood experiences that you possibly can have.
Yeah.
So stop being fucking tools on the internet.
So the American Academy of Pediatrics broke it down.
I love your segue. That was awesome. Good job. You fucking killed it, girl. You can tell you've been married to me 13 years. You just like, he's bitching. Okay, he's done. Okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah. Got to get in there while I can. So the American Academy of Pediatrics broke it down into 3 categories, essentially. So they want it to promote autonomy and responsibility. And they basically sent you directly to psychologists Deci and Ryan for the self-determination theory. And that's
an old theory, I think,
very
from a while
old.
back. Just FYI. So there's been things, but that was one of the big ones that went back. Sorry, keep going ahead.
I think it's
almost 40 years ago.
40 years ago, yeah. So basically, it's like when people make a choice, they face the outcome, they build the intrinsic motivation to whether do it again or not do it again. And
they have the expectation that how their action is going to have the equal opposite rate. It's all going to be them. They're not going to be waiting for mom and dad to have a response to it. They're not going to be waiting for mom and dad to save them from it or punish them. It is, I know I'm making this choice and I understand that there's going to be, it's all outside of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second category is that it should encourage long-term learning. So you need to have constructive education. So learn from a real world experience rather than just abstract possibilities. So don't do like the what if this and what if that. It's, well, no, you did this, so this is what's going to happen. Like it has to be in the here and the now, not outside of that.
And I think this is the best way to get away from that controlling type of parenting where you're controlling the consequences. And this is where you can transition into being supportive of them understanding that their actions are the ones that are created. So you're supporting, I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, but you're supporting basically them trying to naturally understand why something happens to them and allow them. I guess here's the thing. It's supporting saying, hey, you're going to fuck up. And
it's going to be okay.
The best, it's not about fucking up. It's about how you respond to fucking up that is going to make you a good person and a successful person in your life. So let me support you here. So let's go over the situation. It's okay that you messed up. So what are you going to do? And then you can provide support as opposed to you saying you're being a fucking idiot. And guess what? No video games.
Right.
It's a world of difference as far as what that's going to do for the kid.
Mm.
And how they look at it too. It's like, it's okay. You did something you weren't supposed to do. This happened because of it. How do we move forward? How can I support you as a parent?
It's knowing that everything you do has either a positive consequence or a negative
or
one.
Both.
Yeah.
There's going to be decisions you make too. And that's the thing they need to learn too, right? Then you can get into more complex gray areas. You may have a girlfriend for a year or a boyfriend for a year. And you may need to make the decision that's best for you to break up with them. You're going to hurt somebody in that regard. So there's a good and positive outcome of it. The good is that you're going to be able to move on and move forward like you're supposed to. And that's what's healthiest for you. Bad news is they're going to be upset. And then, so instead of like there being this consequence of where you're yelling at them, their expectation with their significant other is, well, they're going to be mad at me and I kind of got to make a decision to kind of navigate that. It is, I understand that there's going to be a negative impact from that, but it's what's best for me. I let them be upset. And then if they have a problem after that, that's their problem. I'm focused on moving forward and growing. You know what I mean? So that's all I could think about was that kind of stuff when we were going over the research is just how are we harmoniously allowing them to understand, number one, it's okay to fail. So you're not trying to not fail. Matter of fact, you're just living your life and you're going to know you're going to make mistakes. How do you respond to them? But then how do you then grow that into complex decision-making where there is going to be good and bad consequences associated with it, but you're overall going to make the decision that has the most benefit to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last category was that it should also improve problem solving and build resilience. So when you allow people to confront the challenge that they need to make, it should help teach emotional regulation and adaptability. So they should be able to take a minute and like realize, okay, if I do this, this is going to happen. If I do this, this will happen. And then pick the path that they want to go down.
You know, when we were doing the research on this, you know what situation I thought of parenting wise?
Yeah.
It was just a recent one. Was when Seamus wanted to sign up to be an altar boy and then he didn't want to do it. And it was clear that he didn't want to do it because he was nervous about being in front of everybody. I don't know if we handled that the right way. But I feel like we talked to him like about the natural consequences of if you canceled last minute, then they wouldn't have the help
Right.
But I feel like, is that still us controlling it? I guess I was kind of trying to think about that
so,
today and last night. But
he
that it would be the
did it,
natural consequence,
succeeded,
right?
He was very proud of himself.
And he thought that through,
like,
it's not just about me. I'm there with
Right.
other people. I committed to that. So I guess that's true. So I guess we did do that the right way.
Yeah. Like, something that kept coming over and over in all of our research was, how many times are you rescuing your kid? And I thought about that because
Safe risk.
I am a rescuer.
Yeah.
They forget their water bottle. I go and I drop it off at school. They forget their lunchbox. I go to the school and I drop it off. They forget their homework. I go and I drop it off. They forgot their yearbook the day before or the day of yearbook signing. And I panicked because I knew that it had already happened and I just saw it on the counter. And I was like, well, crap. It's like, can I get it to them now? You know, I had all these appointments. Like, I didn't see it in time. And it was like, no. Okay, well then she didn't get her yearbook signed and she signed everybody else's, but now she, for her kindergarten year, doesn't have anybody signed her yearbook.
She'll be talking about that till she's 40.
And it's like, I feel like I let them down. Like,
oh, so
that.
You think it's like more like you're saying it's kind of about, you're making it more about you where you're worried about failing them, so then you overcompensate and do things that really isn't for the betterment of them to learn natural consequences.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah,
like
that makes sense.
I keep
in this
coming
world,
to the rescue. Like,
yeah.
You forget your water bottle. Okay, well, you might just have to be thirsty.
But what I will say, though,
you're not going to die.
In your defense, but this is where we as individuals have to overcome this and say, fuck off, we're doing it our way, because we know that's the research tells us that's what's best for our kid. Not we're saying it's what's best for our kid. We're doing the learning and we're researching. And fucking schools will call you and tell you, hey, you left their lunch. Hey, you left their water bottle. They need that, right?
Yeah.
Nope. That's not helping them, is it? It's not. And like, now if they were going to be out playing all day, like, and they do talk about this, like you don't do it where they may be in danger. So like if it's field day and they're going to be out in 80-degree weather all day, go get them some water. But the school also should be like, we'll get you a water bottle. Like, but the thing is, you're going to have external pressure to always be doing everything because it's the way the fucking world is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I do think the world is inclined to create soft human beings on purpose because soft human beings are compliant and they do with what the masses do. But if you want to raise resilient, gritty, individual children that hopefully will be successful, it's not a guarantee, but give them the tools that they best can succeed with, we got to stop fucking allowing them to be weak. I know that sounds so harsh, but that's what it is. It's like, I have got to, you know what? Hey, I forgot my water bottle. I guess when we go by the water fountain, I got to make sure and take a couple fucking drinks. And if I don't want to do it that way, I need to make sure that I proactively have my water bottle during the day. It seems small, but it just prepares you for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
but people, teachers, schools, family, everybody, and it's with good intentions. So it's nothing bad, but they're going to weaken your children if you fall into those pressures.
Right.
If you have the opportunity to support a natural consequence, the research says fucking do it and support it and let them learn it and then be there to support it with them. Talk it through with them.
Yeah. Respond more
Just
with
try not to control it as much as you can.
Respond more with like empathy rather than, judgment. Like, don't be like, well, I told you so. Like,
well,
that's not helpful.
It's like helping train a new employee at work. You're not going to fucking shit on them. That'd be, you know what I mean? Like, well, I guess there's people out there that do that, and there's parents out there that do that, right? But like, they're going to make mistakes. They're not going to know things. So why would you shit on them for that? You're just there to help them and help walk them through it. And if they ask you for advice on something, or if they ask you to teach them how to do something specifically, then you're there to help guide them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just train them like a new employee. Did I just come up with a fucking... Should we do seminars?
No.
Maybe.
No.
There goes my small penis seminar.
Jesus Christ. They did want to make sure that there were 3 things that you needed to know to not do when you were trying to implement.
This is going to be good for me.
Natural consequences, and it was don't use natural consequences when safety is at risk.
We just talked about that.
Running into traffic or something. When the person doesn't have the capacity.
Hold on. Let me just stop for a second. Can we just wind back? Was that a thing that was researched? Like, was that
that was the
was that an
example that
example?
they-
So
yeah.
somebody's example was like, hey, if your kid's running out into traffic, don't let them get hit. That's not a good natural consequence. Is that really what happened? I don't remember reading that. That's fucking dope.
I guess that's something that
My God. That was fantastic. Sorry.
nobody puts a warning label on something until something happens.
Okay, well, do we have to crew or people listening that don't consider it? If you're going to shit on that and comment and give us a hard time about that, feel free. That's fair. Don't let your kid walk. Oh, that's a profound statement. Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So if they have, if they don't have the capacity, like if they have a processing need or a neurodivergent situation or whatever, a mental need, don't let the natural consequences come through. Like you can impose your control on it. And then if the consequences are disproportionate or traumatic, don't allow that to happen. And then make sure that you have a conversation with open-ended questions, not yes and no's at the end of the consequence. So it's like, what did you learn instead of did you learn your lesson? Yes or no? Like, no, tell me what you learned from having to do this. 'Cause like they said, natural consequences easily get locked in with logical consequences, and that's like you can't do that. You have to keep it separate
because you're still controlling and applying a punishment,
right? So
to
like
kind of fit it, but it's not really what the end result is of a decision you make.
Like we're trying to use natural consequences, but the way we did it was using logical.
Yeah,
so it's like if you don't do your chores, you don't get screen time.
We've really missed the bar
there's
on
no
punishment
connection.
so much. They don't learn. It's
No.
not because they're being bad kids. It's because we're not giving them the tools to be successful. So
Right.
when they're having shitty days where they're being shitheads and we're thinking we're locking it down, all we're doing is making them shittier. Not like that, like hugely, but incrementally. You know what I mean? And like because there's no rhyme or reason as to why, and they're not really actually learning real life understanding of I make a decision, it can affect more than just me, and
Right.
it also then can come back very negatively on me
like,
individually.
For us, teaching the kids how to do their laundry and how to do like the dishes, they don't do the dishes when I ask them to for their day. Well, then not only do you have to do it the next day, but you have to do it until all of them are done. So if that means you have to do more than one load of dishes.
Controlling it though.
No.
Because more dishes add up.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they're like, hey, you saw it, and then just whenever you can finish those dishes, and they look at the sink, they're like, well, fuck, both sides are full now.
Yeah,
it's just because you didn't do
them when you were supposed to.
Why do you think?
Like you didn't charge
you don't even have to say it. Like you don't have to point it or rub it in their face. It's like, well, why do you think it is that way now?
Right, like they need to come up to it. Yeah,
I need to actually do it when I'm supposed to.
Like if they don't do their laundry on their day, well, okay,
laundry's gonna pile up, and
you're gonna wait.
Then you're affecting your siblings
till
too.
the next
They're mad
week,
at you. That's natural consequence as well.
Or it's not your day. You're going to have to wait until everybody else is done with their laundry that day. And if you can get it in, then get it in.
Good luck running a 5K with no underwear, Seamus. Natural consequence.
But it's just like that's where we need to go more than you don't do your chores.
Well,
you don't get iPad time.
No Fortnite, no TV. That's what it always is.
Yeah.
Because we thought it's hitting them where it hurts. And it's like, well, yeah, you're hurting your relationship with them because you're being mean to them for not doing something right. When in reality, and every parent, I don't want you guys to listen to this and think we're shitting on you, because that's what Emily and I do. This is what we do. We're talking about this today. We have not had a full day of being able to successful doing this.
No.
This is just us learning this, us wanting to change for the better, and us wanting to give the information out.
Yeah.
We're probably one of the worst ones, especially like we definitely have an authoritarian approach as far as punishment with
Absolutely.
the kids, and we need to get to an authoritative approach. God, I'm trying not to be mad at this psychologist came up with 2 A names like that. That sounds so similar. Okay. But what we want to do is we want to be better. And so we want to make sure you guys have the information too, but we're not successful at this at all. This is probably one of the worst things we are at as parents.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to get better at it. I'm 100% like, we're not going to be failures at it. We're going to do well. We're going to be successful, but it's going to be fucking work.
Mm-hmm. Like my biggest takeaways from all the research that we did.
Let's hear it.
Were to trust the process. Like let the world teach you what you're not going to learn from somebody just yelling at you. Like me yelling at you means absolutely nothing. You having to deal with, you forget your coat and it's cold or raining. Well, okay.
You're not dying.
You're not dying.
You're not going to, it's not 20,
right.
negative 20 outside, but
you're
going to be uncomfortable. And it's that through that discomfort, you're going to learn.
And through little struggles like that, like that's where they're going to grow. So I need to quit being like the rescue mom, the helicopter mom.
And I need to stop being the drill sergeant dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, and that's the truth. And the other thing is too, all these things relate. The mental health thing, the academics, or I shouldn't even say mental health thing, sorry. Academics, the cleanliness, the physical health, like the physical discipline, all those things are doing the same thing that we're talking about with natural consequences. You are naturally going through levels of discomfort that typically most people would run away from or stop doing because it's uncomfortable. But what it does is it promotes positive growth. That's how all these things are connected. It is just allowing the kids to safely go through discomfort on a regular basis. And that creates discipline. It creates understanding of the world in a positive way. And they become better human beings. And instead of us trying to dictate and mentally fucking hammer them down, we're there to support that growth. Doesn't mean you don't have firm boundaries.
Go
and you
through it with your
respect.
kid in more of like a curious way, like empathetic, more than
be curious, not judgmental,
controlling and judging. It's
the truth though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, guys, that's what it is, right? You got to answer the question. I can tell you information. We can tell you information. We can research information until you want to walk through that door yourself and model that behavior and do those things, in which we have to. We weren't doing that.
It's a struggle because
until you're willing to do that, it doesn't
like,
fucking matter. It is. It goes against the world. The world does not want you. I mean, it's just
and how I grew up, like how I was raised. I feel like I'm very much like.
But the world,
I grew up in very much.
You need to have a thumb down on you. We need to have control of you. And it's not about like a control, like Big Brother kind of control. It is just a beaten down human being that doesn't have confidence in themselves and is scared to fail is somebody who's very easy to control and manipulate. The world wants you to be that type of person. I mean, it's a sad reality, but it's the truth. And the better that we support and harbor positive growth in our kids to be contributing, but individuals that are strong and resilient and understand the power of choice and understand discipline, they're likely going to be successful in this world. Not only that, our kids, guys, and anybody who's having kids or planning on having kids, they're probably going to fucking do really good things in this world because the world is just creating soft ass people. And I say that as somebody who is, I feel like I'm getting a lot better, but has been soft on a very, very regular basis. So I'm saying that from knowing it from experience and from where things that I could have been better at as a human being myself. That's not a fault of my parents or anybody else. Like I could have started recognizing as a young adult and made changes for myself. And we're making those. There's no time like the present to make corrections. There's no, I saw a thing the other day. The average business owner is 47 years old. The average millionaire is 60 years old. The average billionaire is, whatever, right? It's stuff that like even middle-aged people, like it's normal for your age to restart and reset and make yourself better. There's no time. Your time's not going to pass you until you die. That's it. Yeah. It's a reality. So
yeah. We've got a lot of work to do.
Yes, we do. And let us know too.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, we'll continue to give summer updates. All of this is included in this. We'll continue to come at you with wonderful content, and continue to follow us on all of our socials, which I'll let Emily give here in a moment. But reach out to us at dowehavето.com. Comment on any of our socials. Just give us your updates. Give us your struggles with this type of thing. Let us know what's worked for you, because we want to learn just as much from you and we have from the Do We Have To crew. Yeah. Just continue to go. And thank you all for listening.
The next couple of weeks, we're going to do book club again.
I have no desire to do book club. I'm going to be honest. I know we didn't even talk about it, but I don't even think people like it.
Okay, let us know if you like book club or not.
I'm kidding. I will do book club because you love it and I love you. And we're going to talk about a book.
Yeah.
What's the book again?
The Wedding
I haven't even started it yet. So may need to be a couple weeks before we get into that. But yes, we'll do we have to book club segment again. So,
I have finished it. I loved it. It was a quick read, great character development.
But I will say, Do We Have To crew, if you don't feel like you're getting benefit from the book club, just feel free to shoot that out there.
let me know. But yes, please follow us on our socials at dowehavето.com. Submit questions and comments.
Absolutely.
Also on socials and in the whole submit questions thing, send us some Sour Patch Kid moments. You can friend us on Peloton at dowehavetoPodKC or at Emily_in_KC. You can join our Do We Have To team, and then you have the tagline of Do We Have To Crew.
And I will say, too, we are rounding out the month challenge of most workout time for the month. And I tell you what, just looking at our team, and our team's continuing to grow every week, adding a person here or there, and folks are being supportive of each other. There's a ton of work that's being done. Make sure you join the challenge. If you are part of Peloton, you join our team. All the work you've done in May, that can be a part of the challenge if you join it in the monthly. Krabby Cakes, I know you're training for a marathon. You're probably too big time for us, but make sure you join that monthly challenge. Michaela and I and Spin Legs and multiple other people. I wish I should have brought my iPad because I am going to start saying our top 10 folks each week. I want to make sure that they're recognized because there's people who put in a lot of work and they deserve to be supported in that.
And then you can follow us on YouTube at Do We Have To, a Marriage Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook at do.we.have.to, and X is at Do We Have To Pod, and TikTok is Do We Have To, a Marriage Pod.
I absolutely love that. Good job.
Yeah.
And to the wonderful Do We Have To crew, thank you so much again for listening. Thank you for being a part of this journey, this experiment with my wonderful wife. And hopefully you guys all have a wonderful day. But first, Emily's got to drop some knowledge on you. So Emily, what advice do you have for the Do We Have To crew to end the day?
Be kind, have fun, learn something.
Really?
I think that's...
I love that. That's
what
Emily says to her kids before. I tried because I love the Do We Have To crew. I try to do something different every time. I do always hit them with the same thing at the end.
Staples of daily life. I think if you can knock those 3 things off, then you've had a great day. And that's a win.
Okay, fair enough. And I will say to the Do We Have To crew, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. Also, don't be an asshole. Bye, I love you.
Wake up, I'm about to shake up every little thing, show you all that we can be. Come dance in my club.